The good one here is like you're mentioning, when we look at it, there's an evolvement in the business analyst world, right? And how are you perceiving that evolution? Like you just mentioned, bringing that value added, working with those kind of artifact to showcase where we are going. But what's that evolution? Let's say 10 years back to now and also to the future. Let's put it this way, 10 years back to 10
Okay.
years in the future. How
Yeah.
do you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So as a head of the department, I already see the evolving part of the role, because when I started, even in our company, it was a little bit different than it's right now. And it's not even, I will not refer to our company that I'm working in. I will refer in general, because I'm a speaker at so many conferences. So I've heard the news as well, that the role itself, like you said, it's not only the backlog manager, it's more than that. And by more than that, I think, for example, see as I said, the role of a BA in the discovery, even before in a sales process. I cannot imagine right now the situation when somebody solves the scope, the solution, and is giving me the backlog, and now you have to deliver this backlog. When I do not understand what I have to deliver, this backlog for me says nothing. I need to be involved in those discussions, in this understanding a little bit, previously in a different phase. Before the backlog was even created, and it can be a case that somebody else created this backlog for me. But I need to understand, for example, the domain. I need to understand the challenges. I need to understand the organization that I would like to help by building this solution, so I can do my job better. And I think this even mindset changed a lot during this past 10 years, because I think a lot of BAs right now are more thinking about, okay, but to whom I want to help and what the real problem is. And they are trying to know a little bit more about the domain that they are working, not only about the features that they have to build, because knowing the domain, it even helps you. Sometimes even changing the domain can be very interesting. It is also a trend that I see, that some people are shifting between domains. For example, he or she worked many years in finance, but it's fine for him or to have this knowledge, but it's starting to be boring sometimes to work in the same domain and creating the same solutions. I'm not saying it's the same solutions, but sometimes they are very similar because of the domain. And sometimes this kind of people are changing the domain, and they have this innovative approach to the domain that they didn't know before. And for those people that are within the domain, and I can give you a lot of examples, but for example, from finance, somebody picked in manufacturing the case that why haven't you used this kind of risk management? Because we have in finance this rule that was stating that if something will happen, then you can apply something like that. And this innovative approach suddenly from one business to another gives you this added value, how you are dealing. And sometimes even when you are fresh within the domain, you have this fresh perspective also. So you are asking and challenging, which is also a BA role. You are challenging this person that is stating, this is my problem. You are stating, okay, why is it the problem? How can I help you? Why do you think that will solve the problem? And this also, those questions, I think this method 5 whys is very, very popular right now. But it also took us some time to be in this moment, to ask those questions, why, and not be afraid to be, treated like as a, as an aggressor. Why you are asking me this question? I think the perception of the BA also changed, that we are not the one to ask those questions just because we need to ask them, but we are asking those questions because our role requires that, and we need to really help and understand, help people. And to understand, we need to ask those questions. So I think the business is treating those questions more seriously, if I may say so, because they were always treating this seriously, but now they understand why we are having those discussions. Also, the role itself was not that popular when, for example, I finished the university. Nobody knew what is the BA. We sort of, with my colleagues, we have created the role over the years. Yeah. So it's also changed the perception of what is the business analysis role. Now we have, for example, studies related to this role, some not only certificates. Before it wasn't so, and when I was at the university, everybody that finished the technical university was either programmer or manager or some architect, sort of is related with IT. But the BA was not even a position there yet.
It's really true. When I remember when I started development, it was me and my senior manager in that field, and we were doing development and like understanding a business. And the first business I remember that well, which we touched, was around what we call to be graphical representation of financial values or financial investment. I told him at the time, but the thing that I missed at that time was like I was just coding. You know, blindfolded coding. Just, I need a graph. There's your graph. You need this. Let's do this. And in reality, as I grew in my career, as I moved forward, I realized that, sometimes I have changed it. I understood what it needs. And or someone would have just told me, this is what the client wants, but we can add that, we can give that, and we can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I believe the BA roles is more like change and have pushed to open new doors. The other thing now, when we look at these with this challenging world we are facing,